Hey guys, what is up? Fuzzy here. In gaming, things do not work as they appear. As in a vessel like the sloop, and for a sense of realism, there must be a path that the fire follows, to different parts of the ship. After hundreds of fireballs on this sad sloop, now I can gladly say I have discovered its secrets, and how to make certain parts of your ship immune. It makes a difference in how fire spreads, and by understanding that, you will deal the most damage within the shortest time. This is not a guide, but just like my Harpoons video that you requested, it is about understanding the flame and how it works. So by adding that knowledge to your existing skills, I guarantee that you will win every single firefight, unless the other person watches this video too. Before I start, if you enjoy my gaming videos, please consider subscribing. As of recently, YouTube is getting angry, and by recommending, you will feed the evil algorithm of YouTube, which will help this channel grow. There is a hidden grid on each ship, and with that understanding, you will be able to discover the most effective points to start a fire. Starting with the bowsprit, I began the test by throwing a fireball. This way, it travels only in one direction, so we can monitor its movements. Now, the grid is made of squares, and any adjacent sections will catch on fire. By drawing a diagram of the sloop, I was able to discover what fire looks for when spreading. For the sake of this demonstration, I have numbered the tiles. I will be adding more pictures along with a fire simulator application that I'm working on. These will simulate how fire spreads in Sea of Thieves on all types of vessels, so you can reproduce and simulate all possibilities when encountering another ship. To help support my work, check my Patreon page in the description below. After the second part of the bowsprit, fire ignites neighboring tiles in the form of a 3-dimensional plus, so that means any adjacent tiles to the one currently active is next. Right, left, top, bottom, above and below. To clearly monitor the behavior, I splashed water on the bottom deck. This way, fireballs will never affect it and will make it immune. So by doing that, I limited fire to move in a 2-dimensional plane, so I can quickly know its heading. Started a fire at 0. With this one lit, the whole bowsprit sets on fire. But if you notice, throwing a fireball to the edge doesn't register, because that area is out of the detection grid. So fire spreads to the nearest tile, which is A2. After that, we can see the adjacent tiles, A1, A3, and B2, starting to produce a black cloud of smoke. This is indicating which tile is going to burn next. So you don't only extinguish fire, but you can also splash the black smoke. Black smoke is also a fire starter. If you leave it too long, it will ignite that area. Notice how fire is spreading in an organized path. If only B2 were lit, it's enough to ignite all 4 tiles around it in a plus shape: A2, B3, B1, and C2. In our current situation, we have more tiles igniting the same neighbor. That's why when you extinguish fire, sometimes it starts again soon after, as one of the neighboring tiles is still ignited. Next, we have D2, which is the mast, alongside the cannons on C1 and C3. The mast doesn't produce black smoke, but it generates a cracking sound before igniting, same as other breakable parts of the ship. As it reaches the stairs, things get interesting. The different decks of the sloop are separate grids that are connected within a few tiles, and these connectors are the stairs. But I will leave that until the end, as I have a treat for you right there. The map area is a simple 3x3 grid. Whatever tile's on fire, the surrounding follows, including the helm area and the canopy. You cannot make the top area immune like the bottom deck, because you cannot fill it with water. The bottom deck is almost a replica of the top one. Starts right under the bowsprit at tile 0. Then it continues in a 3 squares wide grid. One thing to keep in mind is that due to different items occupying these tiles, animations might look different, as the grill looks like the fire is only on the top, because metal is not flammable, but behind the scenes, the whole tile is affected. Now we know that the whole ship is layers of separate grids that affect neighboring tiles on the same level, above and below. By testing every single tile on the ship, we have our treat, which is on the stairs. One specific tile deals the most damage on a sloop, which is the stairs that go down to the main quarters. By igniting that, you will activate the left stairs, cannonball storage, mast, helm, and right next to the voyage table. As a player bails, these are the most critical areas of the ship that will slow them down and make their life harder. So if you want to steer, attack, or bail, you will have to walk through fire. Now that we know how to roast a sloop, we have to learn how to bail correctly too. Because fire ignites its neighboring tiles, also water extinguishes its nearby tiles. So by splashing the center of a plus sign, all adjacent tiles will stop. Keep in mind that it's not that easy to aim with a bucket, so this will only work if you are right on the spot. By keeping this grid on your mind, you will be able to put out the flame very fast. For example, if these two tiles are on fire, splashing water on the intersected tile will stop both. If you splash water directly on a flame, they will cancel each other out. So if the bottom deck of your ship is on fire, do not splash water straight at the blaze, but try and fill up instead. This will automatically put out all fires on that level and make it immune to further attacks. With this demonstration, I am showing you how to fill up the bottom deck in the most efficient way. As water always travels down to the lowest point, splashing water at the top deck in areas that are not ignited will be the best way. You never need to go all the way down. One seawater bucket is almost equal to 2 buckets of barrel water. As testing it on the sloop, 1 barrel water wasn't enough to provide immunity. I had to use 2, but 1 seawater bucket did the job. So if your ship is stationary, using seawater is much more efficient. 2 sea buckets for a brig, it will make the lower flat area of the deck immune. Anything behind the stairs will be vulnerable. 3 barrel buckets for a galleon on the bottom deck will make your life much more comfortable, as you only need to worry about the top and the middle deck. Still, it gets even better. As mentioned before, let us pretend the bottom layer is on fire. All you need to do is splash water anywhere on the 2 upper layers. After 3 buckets, whatever is down there will stop burning. The water will stay in the bottom deck to prevent further fires. On rare occasions, if you are stuck in the bottom deck and can't bail due to the kraken blocking the stairs, start a fire and keep putting it out. With both cancelling out each other, you are technically bailing. The bigger the ship, the more complicated the group gets. Still, they all basically work the same way. To practice and study the movement of fire, you can create your own fire training environment. Just like my flintlock analysis video and my curved cannonballs, I always give you ways and locations to practice. With this one, you can choose any area where water is still. You don't want the water to enter the ship from the second deck. For example, Sailor's Knot Stronghold is a good area, so you can always restock from the inactive fort as you practice. But any area close to the shore is also functional. Fill the bottom of your galleon with 3 buckets of barrel water, then set any parts of the ship on fire. This way, you will never sink. Monitor the movement and predict the behavior. I guarantee your firefighting skills will develop properly. If this video reaches 500 likes, I will cover the brigantine and the galleon grids in detail in another video. And if you have any questions, follow me on my Twitch channel where I stream at least 3 times per week. Link in the description below. And as always, I hope my guides keep your flags up high. Thank you for watching and happy bailing. First ship is sinking. Second one's on the way.
Got you.
Very fine. Where's that storage crate with cannonballs on it?
It's right behind the mast.
Got it.
What? What? Okay, what? That was weird.
Something.